Last mission. Final boss mode.
Yo, what it do? RingGangRadio.com in the building. It's your boy LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shutterworth Da Gawd, aka the GOAT artist. You know what I mean? Soul Wars creator. Spin-off time, solo mission. Shout out to everybody else in Ring Gang, but about to do something different here. Y'all been fucking with us. Y'all know we be reviewing a lot of the martial arts or action movies or the DC animated movies or whatever cartoon movie that's out and popping, like the Batman, DC, all that shit, Superman, whatever. But we gonna switch shit up right now. You know, we want to get into this anime that just finished up the other day. It's called Cestvs the Roman Fighter. It's a boxing anime, and it's dope as fuck. I feel like I need to just put that out there and let y'all know, because it's getting pretty slept on. You might say it's in the shadow of Megalobox, which is also going to be finishing up soon. You know, they was running around in the same week, which is dope, which is rare as hell. You hardly ever see two boxing animes in the same season, you know, so it's dope. Shit, some of our favorite fighters don't make the fights we want to see and all that time, but you know, you got two boxing animes at the same time, so that's epic. So gotta show love. My personal opinion, Cestvs the Roman Fighter is the best boxing themed anime since Hajime no Ippo, which is the godfather of all boxing anime. It's the best. As far as anime period, it's like top 10. It's mad influential. It's all of that shit. So Cestvs has that same type of energy. You know, it's the best since then. It's not better. You know, let me just, pump the brakes. You know, it's dope, and I just feel like it needs to be talked about a little bit. You know. Anyways, Cestvs the Roman Fighter is basically about a slave gladiator that boxes. So if I kind of relate it to another show, if you're familiar with Spartacus, that was on Stars about maybe 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago. It's before Stars got blew up. Like, it helped Stars blow up. This was before Power and all that shit that 50 Cent brought, which is cool, but Spartacus is what put Stars on the map first, and then Power just took it to another level. So if you ever want to see a dope ass gladiator type of show, uncut, killing, fucking, dying, violence, all of that shit, go holla at Spartacus Blood and Sand. I think there was like 3.5 seasons. Real dope show. But with Cestvs, you kind of get a show that balances like the Spartacus life and Ippo. So you have the whole training aspect that Ippo brings. You have that in Cestvs, and one of the shining moments in Cestvs, what's real great about the show is it gets on the philosophies and it gets real technical. It drops a lot of boxing gems, especially on punching. It's boxing in its purest form, and when I say that, it's the original boxing where you hit people with rabbit punches and kidney blows. It's the ancient Roman fighting boxing. The original boxing, not all the rules and shit that you got now, which is cool because it's different times. But, if you don't play boxing now, you definitely weren't fucking playing boxing back then. Like, it was life or death type shit. So the onus was on you to always improve and step it up and level your game up. Not like how now dudes be fighting once a year, twice a year, spoiling on the vine, don't get better, don't improve. Now, back then, when Cestvs is fighting, nigga, if you ain't master your jab or hooks or whatever the fuck, and you lose a fight, your ass could damn near die. All it takes is a bunch of motherfuckers in the audience to damn do a thumbs down and your ass is gone. Motherfuckers will kill you even though you just lost the fight and you're still alive. So that's the type of urgency this shit has. So shit is real, like, and I love that aspect of the show. How they just make shit so urgent. Dude is fighting for his freedom, he's training and he's fighting different fighters and leveling up. The show breaks down certain technical aspects like the punching and turning your fist over, and even the training mechanics like the pickaxe, which is now more like the sledgehammer that people hit the tires with. Well, they explained the mechanics with that and how it originated with the pickaxe, and the training is just real dope. Like I seriously fuck with the show. It's not perfect. I know some people might like Megalobox better, which is cool, I can understand, but the reason why I rate this over Megalobox is because Megalobox lacks the technical shit. It don't really dive into boxing like that. Like, that's not his thing. Megalobox sells you on the story and the characters, and it's real gut-wrenching and sad and depressed, kind of like Rocky 5. A whole bunch of sad, fucked up shit be happening, and boxing is like the backdrop, whereas Ippo, boxing's at the forefront, and Cestvs, boxing's at the forefront, and everything else kind of comes afterwards. So that's the real big difference. That's why I said it's the best boxing anime since Ippo, because it gives you that training spirit, the whole boxing gems, all that shit. Like, if you like martial art anime or anime that's real, I'm talking about real shit, not shit that, you know, with the superpowers and fireballs and it gets powering up and all this. I'm talking about more down to earth type fighting. Like, if you enjoy Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple, this is an anime you will fuck with. Just to put it in that aspect where somebody's training and learning to fight and improving, and they're fighting different people and they're learning the mechanics and the philosophies behind throwing punches and shit. That's what that show brings to you. But with that said, like I said, the show is not perfect. You might not feel the animation style because it is in like a 2D, 3D, CGI type shit. So I know a lot of people be fucking getting heated at that shit, you know. Some shows it looks good, it works. Some shows it don't. I remember people hating on Berserk when that was coming out in I think 2016, 2017. You know, it was still dope as fuck to me because Berserk is Berserk. You know, that's just wild. That's just violent as fuck. So I love that type of shit. So the animation didn't ruin that for me, but I know a lot of people was turned off by that shit. So if you're not into that type of animation style, you might not give Cestvs a chance, or you might hate it for that, but it's worth giving it a shot. Like, trust me, that's how on point the fighting is, and the choreography, and just the gems of philosophy. Like, you really feel like you in a damn boxing school or some shit. Like, you in the gym and you having conversations and you elevating. Like, that's why I fucks with it. But the only other thing I didn't really feel, and this is my only gripe, because the animation don't really bother me, so I'm saying that might not be a knock for other people, but for me, what I didn't like was the ending, the finale, without giving it away, and ruin it on some spoiler shit. I thought the ending, it definitely needs a second season, because it has an open ending where it almost feels like shit's about to begin for real. And if you followed the show from the beginning, you know, it's 11 episodes. So when you get to the ending, you're kind of like, okay, I see the growth, I see this, but damn, I want more. Like, what the fuck? Like, y'all doing this? Like, it's almost like a pay-per-view event starts and you see a great undercard, and right when the main event's about to start, you know, your stream start fucking up, or you gotta leave the house or some shit. Like, that's the type of impression it has. But it's not a cliffhanger. So I'll just get that out the way. So That's my major gripe with it, but that's really just deducted at one point. Everything else is on point. And one thing I did find out that what made the show even more authentic to me was that I did some research and I found that welterweight contender Yoshihiro Kamagai, Japanese boxer, he supervised the boxing scenes for this show, and that's real dope to have an actual boxer, a contender, you know, who's been in there with some good fighters, good champions, and put his 2 cents on the show. And it helps because now when I look back after I found that out, the boxing scenes are real fluid, the punches, it don't look like no Rocky shit. Like, you got real boxing styles in the anime, so I thought that was dope. If you're a boxing fan and you're not familiar with Yoshihiro Kamagai, I suggest you research some of his fights. Look up some of his fights. His most famous opponent was probably be Miguel Cotto, but that's not his best performance. Cotto kind of beat his ass. But if you want to see what he has to offer and him really, you know, going all in, then I suggest you watch the Robert Guerrero fight, which is an excellent fight. I actually felt like that fight was the fight that started Guerrero's decline, because he took a lot of punishment. Common guy, he's not so slick boxer or anything. He's like traditional Japanese, come forward, hard hitting, has a chin made out of fucking vibranium, adamantium, whatever the fuck, titanium chin. He comes forward, body shots, uppercuts, left hands, right hands, everything. A real determined fighter, like a lot of Japanese boxers are, so you see that in the show with a lot of punching and exchanges. So shout outs to Kamagai for that. Another good fight you could look up of his is his fight. He has 2 fights with Soto Karass. If you know the boxing rivalries, and you're probably familiar with the Japan and Mexico make for good fights. Japan make for good fights with everybody, but you see a lot of those matchups sometimes at the lower weights. So that's it's a couple fights for you to look up on Kamagai. So make sure you check that out if you haven't before. If you're a boxing fan, you probably seen it. I think that was on Showtime back in the day, about 5-6 years ago. Good fights, good action fights. But once again, check out Cestvs the Roman Fighter. So it's legit. You know how we got to do the 1 through 10 ratings. My rating for it is going to be a 9. Like, I already told you my gripe was the ending, but other than that, it's on point. Like I looked forward to this shit every fucking Wednesday when this shit was dropping. Like, this shit was heat rocks. And we be starved for boxing anime. So when you see one that kind of gets it right, or at least mostly right, you want to fuck with it and see where it goes. And I was pleasantly surprised. I was entertained. Like, this shit was on point. So I'm just putting it out there. Y'all check out Cestvs the Roman Fighter. Best boxing anime since Hajime no Ippo. So if you like that, you'll fuck with it. If you like Megalobox, you'll fuck with this as well. Like I said, Megalobox is cool, but it has a different theme going on. If you want that real hardcore, unedited boxing type shit with the gems, philosophy, the technical terms, all that, then this is for you. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Shout out to everybody else in Ring Gang, the whole squad. Clanarchy on the beat, Sample Genius, my UK people, Prolific, RT Daisy, Conscious Pilot, Big Pat, Big Rome, King P, PJ Fight Architect. You know what it do, ringgangradio.com in the building. Make sure you follow us on that TikTok when we got that TikTok popping. Ring Gang, put the Uppercut season on the map. Return of the Sample Kings. Streaming everywhere. Uppercut season streaming everywhere. Episode 3 cartoon coming soon. Telling you. Ain't no one doing it like how we doing it. How many people got a podcast and got a cartoon? So you know how it is. Big things popping over here. Takeover is real. And like I said, once again, Cestvs the Roman Fighter. Y'all get on that. Stop sleeping. That shit's on point. You know, listen to it from a real boxing nigga perspective. You know, not everybody might. That show is not for everybody. I'm just letting you know, for the reasons I said earlier, you might not fuck with it. But if you a boxing fan, you'll definitely fuck with it. If you MMA or any type of martial art fan, I feel like you'll definitely fuck with this show. So with that said, I'm out. Y'all take it easy. Ring gang forever. One.